Hello everyone, welcome to the channel English Only Zone. Today we will be studying the critical analysis of a poem, The Patriot. The explanation of this poem is already given in the previous video. You can watch it by clicking on the link given in the description box. Now, why the study of critical analysis of a chapter is needed? It's needed because sometimes the questions can be asked in the exam from this part of the chapter. Questions such as what is the theme of the poem or the message of the poem. Another question can be asked like illustrate the contrast or the literary devices used in the poem and so on. So, I have taken all such points in this video. Let's start now. First, we'll study the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is divided in 3 points. So the first point is fickle-minded people. See, people are whimsical in nature. They don't get stick to one point. They keep on changing their opinion according to their benefits. If they find benefit in doing a particular thing, they do that. And if they find that thing is not beneficial for them now, they change their opinion and shift towards the other thing. The third point is, people who had thrown flowers on the Patriot were throwing stones at him just after a year. So, the same people who were earlier throwing flowers, who had strewn the path of the Patriot with the flowers such as roses or myrtle, the same people were throwing stones at him just after a year. It shows that they have changed their opinion. The next point is, people who wanted to have a look of the Patriot were now eager to see him dead. It means the same people who were eager to see the Patriot, just to have a look of the Patriot, were wanting to see this person dead. Earlier, church bells were rung to welcome the Patriot, but now all his good deeds were forgotten. So we can see how the people have changed their opinion within a year. So it clearly shows that people are fickle-minded, and this point can be taken as a theme of the poem. The next point is irony of life. This poem gives a good example of the irony of life, that the one who goes up has to come down one day or the other, sooner or later. This is the reality. The one who tastes success has to taste failure also, just to know how hard it is to get success. The next point is spirit of optimism. The Patriot achieves a moral victory even at the time of sorrow and the hour of defeat. What was the time of sorrow and the hour of defeat for the Patriot? Yes, in the last stanzas we have studied that when the people were taking him to gallows, that was the time of sorrow and the hour of defeat for the Patriot. But still, at that time, he achieved a moral victory. How he achieved a moral victory? By showing his faith in God. Now, in the next point, in the end, by showing full faith in the judgment of God, he says that he will be rewarded by him, no matter if he was not rewarded by the people. See, this is optimism, the positive thinking which the Patriot had. He showed full faith in the judgment of God and said that he will be rewarded by him, no matter if he was not rewarded by the people. This also shows that the Patriot was confident enough that he had done good deeds in his life on the earth, and for those good deeds he will surely be rewarded by God. Now we will study the critical appreciation. Under this, we will be studying the appropriateness of the title, the subtitle, and the other things. So the title and subtitle, though the subtitle has not been given in the book, but we will be studying it. As it's a monologue, the focus of the reader remains only on the Patriot. So the title, that is, The Patriot is Apt. It means the poem is written as a monologue. And what is a monologue? When only one character speaks. So the focus of the reader, who are the readers? We. We as the reader, our focus remains only on the Patriot, only on his plight. So the title, that is, The Patriot is appropriate, because in the whole poem, the incident of Patriot's life were told. Now about the subtitle, The poem has been given the subtitle An Old Story, which tells that the situation shown in the poem has a universal implication. It's about the rise and fall of heroes. So this poem has been given the subtitle, though it is not given in book in your treasure trove, but the subtitle is An Old Story. And it tells us the situation shown in the poem has universal implication. It's not just for a particular point of time or for a particular person. It has universal implication. It is true in any country, in every country, at any point of time. This is which happened years back, and it keeps on repeating again and again. The person has to face the irony of life. And what irony of life we have studied? The one who rises has to fall someday or the other. It's about the rise and fall of heroes. Any hero we can take, even Socrates or the other, anyone who has risen up one day and he had seen the fall also. Even Socrates was given poison. Now we'll study the background of the poem. Why this poem has been written. When Austria ruled over Italy, many Italians tried to free it by doing their best. When Austria ruled over Italy, many Italians, like Indians, we tried to free our country by doing our best. Similarly, the Italians did. The patriot in this poem was perhaps Arnold of Brescia, who tried to free his country but in vain. So this patriot is playing this character of Arnold of Brescia, and he tried to free his country, but all was in vain. He was killed by the fickle-minded people. As shown in the poem, this person was also killed by the fickle-minded people of his country, that is Italy. Now we'll study the contrasts shown in this poem. See, this poem is full of contrasts. The first is roses versus stones. See, in the first stanza, roses were strewn over the path of the patriot. But in the last second, that is fifth stanza, stones were thrown at him. Now the next is welcome versus death. See, what grand welcome was given to the patriot when he entered his country a year back. And now, after a year, what was given to the patriot? The death. Now the third contrast is people on housetops versus people at Shambles Gate. See, people were eager to see him when he came in his country 1 year back. People were standing on the housetops and they were heaving and swaying. They were just wanting to have a look of this patriot. But now, after a year, people were gathered at the Shambles Gate to see him getting executed. Earlier, people wanted to welcome him, but now people wanted to see him dead. Next point is sun as a gift versus rope tied on wrists. See, in the third extract, when he has told that if he would have asked the people for even the sun, he would have got it. But now, what was given to the patriot? A rope was tied on his wrists. So you can also show the contrast between roses and rope and sun versus stones. It can be interchanged also. Now the next point or the last point in contrast is hero versus villain. Earlier, 1 year back, this patriot was termed as a hero. He was welcomed as a hero. He had so much fan following, but in the end, he turned into villain. Earlier, he was respected, he was honored, but in the end, he was disgraced, he was dishonored, he was not respected, he was killed by the people, and he was publicly executed, and he even got stones from people. So this is what the contrast tell us about the different thinking of people. Now the next point is message of hope and faith. In this, the first point is the patriot was hopeful and had faith in the judgment of God. Even at the time of his death, he was faithful. He had faith in the judgment of God, and he was hopeful enough that he will surely get reward from him. In the end, he turned his defeat into victory, his despair in faith, and sorrow in joy. The next point is this was all because he knew that he had tried his best to come up to the expectations of his countrymen. And why he was hopeful and showed faith in the judgment of God? Because he knew that he had tried his best. Whatever he could do, he did. And he was just not able to come up to the expectations of his countrymen. So, because of this, he showed faith and hope. Now, what is the style of this poet? Can you tell me who is the poet of this poem? Robert Browning. So, let's study his style in this poem. The rhyming scheme. The poem contains 6 stanzas with a regular rhyming scheme, that is A, B, A, B, A. It means first line's last word is rhyming with the third line's last word and then with the fifth line's last word. Similarly, second line's last word is rhyming with the fourth line's last word. So, in the whole poem, you will find this regular rhyming scheme, that is A, B, A, B, A. Now, the second point is imagery. There are 4 types of imagery used in the poem, and these are visual imagery, auditory, tactile, kinesthetic. So, let's study them one by one. First is visual imagery. What is visual imagery? Something which we can imagine happening in front of our eyes. We can visualize it. The first example is the path filled with roses and myrtle. See, we can visualize, we can imagine a path and a patriot is moving on that path and the path is filled with roses and myrtle. The second is the church spires decorated with bright colored flags. We can imagine church's pointed structure building, that is spires, and they are decorated, beautifully decorated with bright colored flags, bright colored such as orange, red or yellow colored flags. The third is paralyzed people sitting at the windows. We can imagine this. We can imagine in front of our eyes that paralyzed people are sitting at the windows and the patriot is walking on the path. The last point in visual imagery is the patriot moving in the rain. Now, auditory imagery. What is auditory imagery? The sound which we can imagine in our ears. The first point is ringing of church bells. It can be imagined. The second point is cries of crowd. The joyful cries of crowd, people shouting and calling out the names of patriot. This can also be imagined. The sound of the people can be imagined. The third is the question of the patriot to the people and their reply. The patriot had said in the third stanza that if he would have asked the people for the sun, they would have given it. So this could be also imagined. Now the next is tactile imagery. Now what is tactile imagery? Something which we can feel, the touch of something which we can feel. The examples are, first, a tight rope tied on his wrists. A tight rope tied on the wrist of the patriot can be felt. And the second point is feeling of blood coming from the forehead. This can also be felt. Now, kinesthetic imagery. What is this kinesthetic imagery related to? It is related to the movement of something. The first example is house roofs swaying and heaving. See, in this, the movement of house roofs is stated that house roofs are swaying from one side to the other side. They are lifting up and down. So actually the house roofs were not moving, but the people standing on the house roofs were moving. The second point is old walls rocking with the crowd. Old walls shaking with the crowd. Again, the movement is stated here. And the third point is leaping at the sun. Again, the movement jumping towards the sun to bring it down on the earth. It can be another example of this imagery. Now, irony. What is the irony? The example is, "'Tis God shall repay, I am safer so." See, even at the point of his death, this patriot is saying that he is safe. So, this is irony. Even he was dying, but still he was saying that he is safe. Now, illusion. Illusion is a Greek mythological illusion are stated here. There are 2 illusions. First is, it was I who leaped at the sun. See, there's a story behind this. Icarus, the son of Daedalus, Daedalus was a master craftsman. So, Icarus, his son, wanted to fly with the wings made by his father. Once Daedalus made the wings, and the wings had wooden frame with wax. So, the wings were made with wooden frame and wax. So, Icarus wanted to fly with the wings. His father allowed him, but also warned him not to go much higher. But when Icarus was flying, he got over ambitious and went much higher. The wax of the wings melted by the heat of the sun, and he fell down in the river and died. So, because he got over ambitious, Icarus got over ambitious, he fell down in the river and died. Similarly, the same thing happened with the patriot. He got over ambitious, or he wanted to do something extraordinary, and due to this, he died in the end. Now, the next illusion is, for they fling whoever has a mind stones at me for my ears' misdeeds. Again, it's a mythological illusion. It makes us remember the crucifixion of Christ. When Jesus Christ was crucified, people were throwing stones at him. So, similarly, when this patriot was taken to gallows, the people were throwing stones at him. So, this was all about in this video. If you have liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.